Before you shoot a photograph, you need to consider what lens you have on your camera. Now, the lens you choose for your photo shoot will drastically change your photograph. Today, what I have for you is the Canon EFS 24mm prime lens. As you can see, I have it on my Rebel right here. If you don't know what a prime lens is, it's just a lens that does not have a zoom function, basically. So this lens is a small pancake lens that will really bolster your lens collection by fulfilling your prime pancake lens need. As I have elaborated in my video about landscape photography, this is the lens I use most often when taking landscape photos. Now, this lens is made for cropped image sensors, as seen by this white square right here. So, naturally, this will not fit cameras such as the EOS 1D, 5D, or 6D, just to name a few. But Canon does sell adapters that will allow you to put in EFS lens on an EF body. So this lens has it's an aperture that ranges from to f2.8 and goes all the way down to f22. So the wide aperture is great for doing macro photography of your extremely small subjects and gives you a very shallow depth of field. Personally, this is not my forte, but if you enjoy that, fantastic, good for you. 24mm is a pretty short focal length, so you do not want to use this lens when you're taking portraits of people. The focal length will warp and distort their faces to nearly unrecognizable proportions, and they will probably be asking for a refund when they see what the lens has done to them. But on the flip side, the short focal length makes this lens amazing at taking landscape photos. The smaller apertures, such as the f22, combined with the 24mm focal length, will give you plenty of depth of field for your landscapes. Not to mention the shorter focal length that will also give you a much greater angle of view. Now, is the lens worth buying? Well, the answer is it depends on what you really want to do with it. If you want to focus on taking portraits and sports photographs, then the answer would be no. This lens is not made for that use. However, if you want to shoot landscape photos, then the answer is yes. This lens goes for about $125 US. And that's it's a pretty standard price for prime lenses, because since they do not zoom, you don't have to pay for all the technology that goes into the zoom function, which there is a lot. All prime lenses are as a series of lenses that light passes through. That light passes through and into the camera body. There is no zoom function to become out of sync and drive up the price of the lens. So me personally, I love this lens for the short focal length, and the simple technology produces incredibly clear photographs. That will conclude this review of the Canon. that, that will conclude this review of the Canon EFS 24mm prime pancake lens. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share it, and subscribe for more photography related videos. Bye for now.